question number 3 on the board. Now, let's quickly start solving this question with ease. Alright, now, I'll be your friend today, guys. Now we are asked to solve 4m over 3 minus 17 over 21 is equal to 6m minus 1 all over 7. Here we have 3 fractions. So therefore we have 3 denominators, right? Yes. First denominator is 3, second is 21, the third is 7. So now, for us to be able to clear this fraction, we are going to find the L.C.M of these 3 denominators. And guys, when you find the L.C.M of 3, 21 and 7, guys, you are going to have 21. You can try that. Alright, so we have solution here. This is 4m over 3 minus 17 over 21 is equal to 6m minus 1 all over 7. So we therefore say clear the fraction. So to clear the fractions, we need to find the LCM of the denominator. So therefore say the LCM of 3, 21 and 7 is 21. This is the LCM. What do we do now? We then multiply each term here by this LCM. So the first fraction must be multiplied by 21, second fraction multiplied by 21, and the third fraction multiplied by 21. So we are going to have this as 21 times the first fraction over 3. Guys, hope this is taken. It's as simple as this. Principles are keys to become masters over some aspects of life. Then we have minus 21 also times the next fraction, close bracket, is equal to 21 times 6m minus 1 all over 7. Guys, it's as simple as this. If you can get it this way, then you are done. All we need to do here now, guys, is to simply divide this by this. Now, when 21 is divided by 3, guys, you're going to have 7. So we're going to have 7, open bracket, 4m minus 21 divided by 21, guys, we are going to have 1. We're going to have 1 times 17. Then is equal to, guys, 21 divided by 7. You're going to have 3. So 3 into 6m minus 1. Like I explained earlier, what you have inside this bracket after clearing the fraction is the existing numerator. Alright? Now at this point, what do we do? The step 1 has been done successfully. And step 1 will lead you, whenever you clear the fraction, it will now lead you to equations with brackets. Now, what do we do when we have equation with bracket? We clear the bracket by removing the bracket. Then we say clear the bracket or open the bracket or remove the bracket. So remove the brackets. Then to remove the brackets, you are going to get the multiplication factor for each bracket. Now, for the first bracket, 4m, we have a multiplication factor of 7. Second one, we have multiplication factor of minus 1. The last one, we have multiplication factor of 3. Therefore, 7 times 4m, guys, you are going to have 28m. And minus 1 times 17, guys, we are going to have minus 17. And 3 times 6m, we are going to have 18m. And 3 times minus 1, we are going to have minus 3. Next thing we do is to what? Collect like term. Step 1. Step 2, now step 3. So collect like terms. Now guys, to collect like terms, what do we do? All we simply do here to collect like terms is to what? Arrange all the variables at the left hand side and arrange all the constants to the right hand side. It's as simple as that. So what are the variables here? 28m and 18m. Why 28m is already rightly positioned, 18m is wrongly positioned. Understand that we are only moving 18m from the right hand side to the left hand side, and understand that the sign must change in as much as is crossing from one end to the other end. Now we therefore have 28m. Now understand that when plus 28m crosses from right to left, we are going to have minus 18m. Then put down equal to. The next is to what? Put down the constant that was originally at the right hand side, and that constant is minus 3. So put down minus 3. Then we now move minus 17 from the left hand side to the right hand side, and understand that when minus 17 crosses the sign of equality from left to right, rule number 3 must be obeyed. That negative changes to positive. Then we are going to have minus 17 becoming plus 17 at the right hand side. That is as simple as this. Then the next thing we do is to remove 18 mangees from 28 mangees, right? Yes. So when I remove 18 mangees from 28 mangees, I'm going to have 10 mangees left. So I have 10 mangees, 10M. Otherwise, you can call it 28 millions minus 18 millions. Then I'm going to have 10 million, 10M. Then is equal to minus 3 plus 17, guys. We are going to have plus 14. Then I have 14. We cannot stop here because we are just looking for M, and M must have a coefficient not less than or greater than 1, right? Yes, it's going to have a coefficient of 1. And what do we do here? We are going to divide both sides by 10, which happens to be the coefficient of M. Now, we say divide both sides by 10. So we are going to have 10M over 10 is equal to 14 over 10. So the next thing we do is to cancel 10. 10 divided by 10 will give us 1M. And now, 14 divided by 10, 10 cannot directly divide 14, but there is a common factor that can divide 14 and 10. What is this common factor? Understand that 14 is an even number. 10 also is an even number. And all even numbers are divisible by 2. So when we divide 14 by 2, we are going to have 7. And when we divide 10 by 2, we are going to have 5. Now, this is a mixed fraction, an improper fraction. And we cannot leave our answer like this. It is better for us to leave our answer as a what? A mixed fraction. Is to find how many times 5 can go into 7. And this is 1. So put down 1. Then what do? You now say 1 times 5, which will give you 5. Now remove that 5 from the numerator. You will get the new numerator. This is the remainder. Alright? All over existing denominator. If you want to get this back, 5 times 1, which is 5. 5 plus 2 would have given you 7. Guys, this is all about this for question number 3. So you can go through this from the very first step to through the last step. It's as simple as this. Though it may look very lengthy, but it is very, very understandable when you can apply the rules correctly. So the first step is to clear the fraction. Second step is to remove the bracket. Third step is to collect like terms. And fourth step is to divide both sides by the coefficient of division. Now we are asked to solve 2y minus 1 all over 3 minus 3 minus y all over 2 equal to y over 4. Here we have 3 fractions. It's as simple as ABC, just as we have solved other problems. The same thing, no different. That same 4 steps. Now the first step we take is to see how we can clear the fraction to eliminate the denominators. So we have 2y minus this over 3 minus 3 minus y over 2 is equal to y over 4. So the next thing is first is what? Clear the fractions. And like I explained earlier, to clear the fraction is to eliminate the denominator. And the only way to eliminate the denominator is to find the L.C.M of the denominator. Having obtained the L.C.Ms of the denominator, then use that L.C.M to multiply each of those fractions. Then you will successfully eliminate the denominator. Hope that is taken. Yes, guys. Now, we therefore say the L.C.M of the first denominator here is 3, second is 2, and the last is 4 is 12, guys. L.C.M of 3, 2, and 4 is 12. You can get that by yourself. Now, the next thing we do is to now multiply these whole fractions or this whole equation with the L.C.M 12. So we are going to have this first fraction multiplied by 12, 12 times 2y minus 1 over 3, then minus 12 times 3 minus y over 2, then is equal to 12 times y over 4. It's as simple as this, guys. Very simple as this. So ensure that you use 12 to multiply each of those fractions. That's all. By this, we are sure we have successfully eliminated the denominator. But guys, get it clear. If when you find the LCM of 3, 4, and this, maybe you now have 6 or 18, understand that you will not be able to clear off the fraction. If you do not get the actual, listen to me carefully, if you do not get the actual LCM of the denominators, forget about clearing the denominators. They may not clear off. If at all they clear off, you may not get the correct answer at the end. All right? Now, so ensure that you get the accurate LCM of the denominators. This will help you very, very well. Now, the next thing we quickly do is to what? Cancel out. We want to clear the denominators now. So this denominator can go into this 4 times. So we're going to have 12 divided by 3 will give us 4. I'm going to have 2y minus 1. 2 into 12 will give us 6. So minus 6 into 3 minus y. Then 4 into 12 would have given us 3. And we're going to have 3 times y. Now, clearing the denominator has landed us with what? In equations with bracket, right? Yes, clearing the fraction has led us to what? Equation with bracket. And what do we do when we have equation with bracket? We simply remove the brackets, or we simply also clear the what? The brackets. Then we are going to say remove. You can still use the word clear or opening the bracket, all right? Yes, they are all the same. Remove the brackets. Now, what do we have here? The next thing we do to be able to remove the brackets successfully is to get to know the multiplication factor. Multiplication factors are those factors or numbers you have directly in front of the bracket, and those are the things you will use to remove the bracket, use to open the bracket, and that multiplication factor will multiply everything in the bracket it encloses. Are you there? So now the multiplication factor for this first bracket is 4. The multiplication factor for this second bracket is minus 6, and the multiplication factor for the last bracket is 3. So now let's start with the first bracket. We are going to have 4 times 2y, and this will give us 8y. 4 times minus y, guys, we are going to have minus 4. Minus 6 times 3, guys, don't forget, minus 6 times 3, we are going to have minus 18. And minus 6 times minus y, we are going to have plus 6y. Don't forget that minus times minus is plus. Please, you must be conscious of this sign. Like I explained in our previous lesson, I said if you use plus when you should use minus, guys, you are going to get it all wrong. So ensure you pay close attention. Most especially when you are removing brackets, ensure you pay close attention to the changes that will be effected in your sign. Alright? Yes. So now, minus 6 times minus y would have given us plus 6y. Then if this is taken, then I know that I have fulfilled my assignment. Then the next thing we do is to now multiply y by 3. Then we are going to have 3y. Now that we have removed the bracket, we are done with the first step. Second step, we come to the third step. The third step is what? To simply collect like term. Yes. The third term is what? Sorry, the third step is to simply collect like terms. And how do we collect like terms? We just state collect like terms. And I have explained over time that the collection of like terms is simply arranging the variables at the left hand side and also arranging the constants at the right hand side. How do we do that? We come and see all the variables, put them to the left hand side, then put that equal to all the constants, we take them. Of course, you can decide to simplify this first, but I just prefer that we just take this direct first so that we can make it easy for us. Now, what do we do? The first variable that we have here now is 8y, and 8y is already at the left hand side. That means the sign will not change. So we are going to have 8y. Then the next variable that we have is plus 6y, and the plus 6y is still at the left hand side. That means we are not going to change the sign because it's not crossing from right to left. It's still at the same left hand side. Then we have plus 6y. Then the next variable we have there is 3y, and that 3y is at the right hand side. Now we want it to be at the left hand side. That means we are taking it across the sign of the equality. And when plus is the sign of the equality, the second rule, which says positive turns to negative, must be obeyed. Therefore, plus 3y would have turned to minus 3y. Now that we are done successfully, now that we have successfully arranged all the variables to one end, then we can pull down our equal to and put down the constants at the right hand side. Now, when we look at this variable, we have minus 18, and as well, we also have minus 4. Now, guys, when we take minus 4 from the left hand side to the right hand side, rule number 3 must be obeyed. Then minus 4 would have turned to plus 4. Then also, when we move minus 18 from the left hand side to the right hand side, rule number 3 will also be obeyed. It will now become plus 18. Guys, this is as simple as this. Once you are able to know these rules and principles, you won't have issues. So please, for every mathematics problems you are solving, seek to understand the rules and regulation. You will become a master. You will learn it, know it once and for all. The reason why you learn and forget is because you do not get the principles. You do not know the rules. If you know the rules, even though you leave that mathematics for 10 years, you can still solve it. That's how it is. So for some of us now, even though in the next 100 years they give you 100 tests per unit, you can solve it. Why? Because you already know the rules. You are familiar with the rules. The same way, if you are familiar with these rules, you will not forget. Many of us will complain that I learned it, I forget. You simply forget because you do not know the principles. When you know the principles, you will never forget. Guys, seek to always know the principles anytime you are dealing with a new topic in mathematics. In fact, in any course you are dealing with at all topics in mathematics and in other subjects are all governed and maintained by rules and regulations. Now, so what do we do next? We can simply add this to give us 14y. Yes, 6y, 8y plus 6y will give us 14y, and 14y minus 3y would have given us 11y. Is that taken? Yes. 8 plus 6, 14. 14 minus 3, 11y. So we are going to have 11y is equal to now 18 plus 4, or 4 plus 18, guys. We are going to have 22. The next thing we are quickly going to do is to make the coefficient of y to be 1. And how do we get that obtained? We are simply going to divide both sides by the coefficient of what? Y, which is the variable. So we simply say divide both sides by 11, and we are going to have 11y over 11 is equal to 22 over 11, guys. 11 divided by 11 will give us 1y, so we'll put down y is equal to 11 divided by 22, guys. We have 2. So for this question, the answer to this complex question is 2. It's as simple as this. So guys, take your time to go through it step by step, from the first step to the last step, and you will understand this.